In the United States, the original Toyota Land Cruiser debuted in 1958 and was the company's best-selling vehicle there from 1961 to 1965. The Land Cruiser went on to inspire many generations of off-road vehicles and become an off-road icon. Toyota's decision to discontinue the American version after the 2021 model year was therefore an unfortunate one. A new version of the storied nameplate is coming back to our shores, turning all the ensuing frowns upside down 3 years later. Toyota officially unveiled the new 2024 Land Cruiser today, a revival that wasn't altogether unexpected given the enduring cachet this nameplate enjoys around the globe. Off-road enthusiasts who want to explore the backcountry won't need to wait years for the cost of a used Land Cruiser with a lot of miles on it to become affordable. They can now head out on the trail in a brand new Land Cruiser. The 2024 Toyota Land Cruiser is built on the same TNGA body-on-frame platform as the recently unveiled Toyota Tacoma and mechanically comparable to the Lexus GX. The new Land Cruiser differs significantly from the US version that came before it thanks to it having a standard hybrid powertrain and a retro-inspired design. How are they different? To find out, we shall compare the new one's features and specs with those of its predecessor. 2008 marked the beginning of that generation, and the 200 series Land Cruiser was the last to be sold in the United States at that time. Even after the Grand SUV received a facelift for the 2016 model year, the uninteresting design didn't really change much. With the 2024 Land Cruiser, a 250 series vehicle that sits between the older 200 and the more recent 300 series and is only offered overseas, this situation has changed. Nevertheless, the newest Cruiser is the most aesthetically appealing of the group due to its blocky shape and retro styling. The new LC is 1.2 inches shorter than its predecessor, measuring 193.7 inches, but they both have the same 111.2-inch wheelbase. The new one is just under an inch shorter at 73.2 inches tall, but both versions are 78 inches wide. The new Land Cruiser has a 30-degree approach angle, a 25-degree breakover angle, and a 22-degree departure angle when it comes to off-road specifications. The breakover and departure angles of this model are both 1 degree less than those of its predecessor, which had a better approach angle of 32 degrees. Up to 8.7 inches of ground clearance are offered by the new model, which is a few tenths less than the previous model. There is also a difference in the powertrain of both cars. The 2021 Land Cruiser had a 5.7-litre V8 engine that produced 381 horsepower and 401 pound-feet of torque, but its replacement has a 2.4-litre four-cylinder that is hybrid turbocharged. The total output of the engine is 326 horsepower and 465 pound-feet. Both Toyota SUVs come standard with four-wheel drive and a center-locking differential, as well as an 8-speed automatic transmission. The combined DPA estimate for the 2021 Land Cruiser was a pitiful 14 miles per gallon. Although the fuel economy of the hybrid Land Cruiser 2024 is still unknown, there will almost certainly be a significant improvement. Towing capacity is one aspect of the new LC that will change. The new version's maximum pull is 6,000 pounds as opposed to the previous version's 8,100 pounds. Hardware is another factor on our list. Although the new Land Cruiser has 18-inch wheels, different trim levels have different tire sizes. While other Land Cruisers have larger 265 7QR18 tires that are nearly 33 inches tall, the 1958 base model has 245 7QR18 rubber on all four corners. Although optional, the new Land Cruiser can have 20-inch wheels, while they were not available in 1958. The 2021 model was only seen in 18-inch rollers with 285 60 tires, which are more comparable to 31 than 33 inches in height. Both the new and old Land Cruisers have a double wishbone front suspension, but Toyota claims that because of the new platform, the setup has been changed for the 2024 model. Coil springs are used to cushion a solid rear axle in the rear suspension, which still has a 4-link design. The new LC has an electronic disconnecting front anti-roll bar, which wasn't previously available, with the exception of the 1958 trim level. The 1958 trim's standard cloth seats with manual adjustments serve as a clear indication that the interior of the new Land Cruiser is less extravagant than that of its predecessor. Previously, all 2021 models included 10-way power-adjustable front seats and semi-aniline leather upholstery. As part of the premium package, which also includes a head-up display, a digital rear-view mirror with a camera view, and a sunroof, leather-trimmed seats with power adjustments are offered on the higher Land Cruiser trim. The interior of the new Land Cruiser is more contemporary, despite using fewer high-end materials. Even though the base 1958 model's touchscreen is smaller than the 9.0-inch unit that was previously available, it still has access to the most recent Toyota software, which includes wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Additionally, the remaining 2024 Land Cruiser models step up the infotainment experience by adding a sizable 12.3-inch touchscreen and a 14-speaker JBL stereo. It doesn't appear that the new one will have an optional rear seat entertainment system with dual 11.6-inch displays, unlike the 2021 model. Additionally, there isn't an 8-passenger version. The 2024 Land Cruiser can only accommodate 5 people. Even so, all trims save the base one comes standard with heated and ventilated front seats. The price may be the biggest distinction between the new Land Cruiser and the model that was most recently sold in America. Toyota says the base price for the 2024 model will be in the mid-$50,000 range, making it significantly less expensive than its predecessor. The company won't reveal all the details for some time, though. The Land Cruiser's base price in 2021 was just over $87,000, so the replacement will be nearly $30,000 less expensive. The higher trim levels of the new Cruiser will probably cost more than $60,000, but they will still be significantly less expensive than those of the previous model. We believe that's a good thing because it means that more people will have the opportunity to experience the Land Cruiser way of life. Now that we've looked beyond the basic specs and examined the new Land Cruiser, we're less wary of it. In a mechanical sense, the downsizing isn't as drastic as we initially worried, and some of the dimensions aren't all that different from the 200 series. It may be advantageous off-road for the body to be narrower and more tightly drawn, and having 5 seats is not necessarily a drawback. The suspensions and complicated appearance is sure to spark the creativity of aftermarket tuners, so a slew of third-party accessories will undoubtedly appear on the market soon. The iForce Max Hybrid's 2.4-litre turbocharged 4-cylinder powertrain usability is the biggest mystery. The figures are good, and the concept of an electric motor adding smooth torque at very low RPM sounds promising, but until we get behind the wheel, it's just a theory. The comparative advantages of the front anti-roll bar disconnect over the outgoing KDSS system are the same. The return to a more straightforward and cost-effective strategy has a lot of appeal, much like many other features of the new Land Cruiser. It has undoubtedly brought the price back down to earth, which is a good thing. And with a Land Cruiser that is sure to get good fuel efficiency, who can argue? Regarding the inevitable outrage of the purists, over the past few years, fewer than 4,000 of them have put money on the line annually. How much unrest can the public tolerate? It's pretty obvious that there wasn't much of a market for a bloated, expensive Land Cruiser. We anticipate seeing brand new examples out on the trails as this new direction is sure to put more of them in the hands of people who have always wanted one. Would this be a new opportunity for the dying brand, or would it be a miss? Would you choose to buy one? Let us know your thoughts in the comment box below. If you've watched up to this point, thank you so much. For more videos about EVs, Toyota, Tesla, Ford, and the most recent auto news, please consider subscribing to Tech Addicts.